So today, before beginning, make sure that you check out the case of the Littlest Umbrella. If you're a person that is back this, check out the other links. We've set up an Etsy shop where we have prints and on. That might be something that you're interested in. More on that at the end of the video. So do you ever think about what exactly resistance costs? What's a price tag for allowing someone to have due process? Hey there. So today I want to talk a little bit about the $200,000 goal that has just been met for Vic Mignogna's GoFundMe. I'll be talking about a few things here and there, and I'll be talking about some things freeform. Now, some of this you may know, but some of it really, when you look back, these are needed reminders of where we are, where we're trying to go, and the cost of doing that when you look at everything in its place. So recently, the GoFundMe just passed $200,000. This seemed like a pipe dream back in January when you had people building up #KickVIC to burn a man's life and his career down. They did a good job of that too. If you go back and you look at the conventions that dropped this man, or you look at the positions that were dropped, they did it, and they did it with impunity. Month after month, these people kept rolling forward until enough loud people decided to say this is enough. And well, Nick Rekieta decided to set up the GoFundMe. Now, when you look back at some of the updates too, they kind of work like markers there. You can see, April the 30th, passing $150,000. March 23rd, you're going back again to $100,000, going back to February 25th, all the way back. You can see exactly where this goes, what it was intended to do, and on. Now, I think that there were some noble ideas in the beginning, too, that have passed forward, wanting to give excess money to charity while hoping, there is excess money, and really knowing that the costs here, well, the costs are going to be exorbitant. Why? Because you're dealing with Funimation, you're dealing with 3 people out there, 2 voice actors and 1 person that's in the periphery. And all of these people, they have done some nasty things. Now, while they're doing this stuff too, there are people out there that constantly spin the idea of what's going on. Usual reminder that Vic's YouTube lawyer set up a GoFundMe for Vic to file a lawsuit, in which Vic willingly accepted afterwards. His real lawyer wrote in the lines that, quote unquote, Vic is not a piece of, as a defense for one of the tweets that they think Monica defames him. Beard does not know the difference between free speech and defamation. Toy's lawyer knows that if any of the victims Vic abused over the years come out, that the IStandWithVic crowd will attack them just like they did to the KICKVIC crowd. Vic's lawsuit is like if Donald Trump filed a lawsuit to anyone who calls him a POS. Monica and Ron know Vic's history behind the scenes. We don't. If you plan to defend Vic, fine. Be my guest, but don't take it out on others. If you haven't seen Vic outside or cons or dub studio. Now, statements like this, of course, they're commonplace. You see a lot of people trying to deflect, trying to pretend that it's free speech to go out and to call somebody a P to the E to the D to the O, to contact conventions, try to get him fired and on, and that's exactly what was done with Funimation. Funimation even admits that. They paid attention to people calling him those kind of things. They've also gone after Ty Beard, because Ty Beard is connected to Vic Mignogna. They've tried to report him. They've tried to ruin his life. They've tried to go out and they've tried to threaten. They've tried to coerce senators. I mean, so many things have been done against that man. You have other people too. They always minimize, like this. Finally hitting 200 after asking for an extra 100 months ago is nowhere near as impressive as you think. But he probably should keep going. After all, paying the attorney fees for the 5 top firms in Dallas, as well as Ty, and sanctions asked for, is going to be massively expensive. Spin, spin, spin. Now, what's interesting, along with this spin, are some of the documents that have come up. You've seen people that have been requested basically to hold documentation, full names put out, and some of those names have included Vic's girlfriend. Resin Bull Rangers, you've actually had the full names of people that are fans included, because, hey, if you include those names out there, if you throw them out to the public, then those people, maybe they'll walk away. It seems like an intimidation tactic, especially when you consider that those people there, they might be support for the man. And that's a frightening thing too, because you're talking about people like the Resin Bull Ranger or the alpha consumers. These people, they've been attacking alpha consumers. When you're talking about people like, say, Nick Rekieta, I mean, think about all of the things that have been done to this man because of this lawsuit. When you think about the way that he has been portrayed, him as the quote-unquote blackface lawyer, pictures of him put out so he'll be a racist, people going out after his job, and this is actually not some kind of conspiracy either. It's even included in some of the exhibits that Monica and Ron filed with the court. You can actually see what they did there. Not only that, but you have documents like this, documents that attempt doxing here, and all for the fact that this guy has been involved. In fact, when you go through documentation like this, when you start rolling through it, you really get to the point. You really get to the what for that these people are trying to talk about. And the what for? It's the GoFundMe. It all leads back to that. They want documents and communications between Rekieta and Mignogna prior to the creation of the GoFundMe. Why? So they can possibly learn a little bit more. Documents and communication between Rekieta and Mignogna regarding the GoFundMe, including any expenditures anticipated or actual related thereto. You know, because it's not his, but hey, since you set it up, maybe we can bypass any kind of laws that are related to that, and hey, we can get right in there, and we can dox everybody associated with it. Documents between or among Rekieta and or Mignogna and or Beard Harris, Bullock and Hughes, and or the Mignogna witnesses concerning the defendants, the petition, any allegations in the petition, and or the GoFundMe. Again, rolling back there, documents and or communication involving any expenditures of money from the GoFundMe related to the petition. These people, they want all of the information that's related to that. Why? Not just to track expenditure, but again, to browbeat and to bully, to try to say that you had a hand in setting up this guy's defense. So, of course, you're culpable here. You're going to be one of those people that we try to burn along the way. The interesting thing in this is that people, they don't respond too well to that. I mean, when you see the other people that have been put in the crosshairs too, think about Yellow Flash. Yellow Flash having a GoFundMe set up against him because, oh my God, he actually had the audacity to talk about the person that started the KICKVIC hashtag, that has tweeted about the thing dozens of times, that has gone out and still talks about Vic, talks about getting him out of places, that talked about ruining his career early on, and all of that. Talking about covering that. Yeah, you got to be put in your place. You have people like Hero Hay, you know, that guy that decided to go out and to basically talk about ANN and their place in that. Yep, he's got to be put in his place too. How do you do that? Well, you got to try to take down his channel. And if you look at the way that that was put together, yeah, for him to challenge that, he would have actually had to self-dox if Rekieta Law wouldn't have helped. That would have been another cog in that would have doxed somebody, just like the Yellow Flash lawsuit. I've talked about all of this stuff that these crazy people have tried to do relating to myself as well. And you look at other people too. You look at the way that they've just gone out and they've treated consumers, people that voice actors are going to have to depend on in the future, that these companies are going to have to depend on in the future. That That's probably the most telling thing. They look at the now, they look at the immediate, and they want to punish people because this right here, well, it bothers them. And they don't think one thing. They don't think if they would have walked a different line, if they would have actually interviewed maybe over 5 people, if they would have asked for evidence instead of going out and saying, hey, I'm going to call you up. By the way, I'm going to leak information about this too. And we're going to ask people that we found to be unreliable. Well, this money, it could have actually gone to you. So kudos for raising $200,000. But remember, everything that it costs to get there, because that stuff, it's important too. It's important to remember, no matter what happens, that this actually has to transpire, because what you're looking at here is a way to fight 280 character culture and maybe actually take something back along the way. But anyway, you tell me what you think about all of this madness. So if you like this kind of content, make sure you're subbed, make sure you hit that bell for daily notification, and like we're talking about at the beginning of the video, check out the links in the description. One of those is The Case of the Littlest Umbrella. There are 2 comic books associated with this, with one message that basically we can bring good products and we can go out and circumvent gatekeepers. We have an all ages Lovecraftian tale here. Also, we have a satirization of what Comicsgate was, basically things that anyone can enjoy. Also, leave me your comments on what we saw here. I always like to see what people think about the last few months, how insane this stuff has been. I mean, it has been one heck of a roller coaster. No one can deny that. Also, I want to end by saying thank you. I appreciate you. A lot of these people out there, they have forgotten exactly who they're beholden to. They have forgotten the face of customers. Customers will remind them too by leaving as their businesses languish, as they look for other ways to make money, and they can't find anything more. I don't want to be like that, so I want to say thank you. I appreciate you, and we'll do this again very soon. Thanks.